Hello everybody, happy to. Oh dear, starting already. I'll start again. Hello everybody, happy Tuesday. Welcome to Tuesday's sewing. That's what I meant to say. Got a thread there. Right, we're not shaking the dice. I thought we would have a look at how I'm going to utilise all the pieces that we made for the button game. We've done 6 altogether. I've left this one out because it's not my favourite, as you know, but I think I'll make a nice tag with that to go in this journal. Now, I've cut out the same dimensions. If you recall, we started on this. I've still not finished it, except I've put signatures inside it. But if you recall, we started doing this on a slow stitch Tuesday, and yeah, I've done a bit more, but I've still got some more to do to that. So this, I cut 2 out, although with this one I've decided I want the plain side up, so I've cut 2 of those. I mean, this is going to be a fabulous journal when it's finished. Look at that. It's going to be nice. So I thought today I'm going to spend some time tacking it all down. I think it looks nice like that. You can never really properly see, can you, till it's sewn, and then do some embroidery around it or whatever. So I thought, is that going to be a... No, I could do it with a bigger needle than that, really. Let's have a look what we've got in here. This is a better one. No, that's a blunt one. I don't know, I've got so many blunt ones in here. I'll have this one. This is usually the best one for doing knots, anything with knots and wraparounds, because the eye of the needle is the same depth as the rest of it. You know, sometimes you've got them where your eye is wider. Say for example in that one it's wider. So when you're doing knots and anything with wraps, these are the best ones to use. I can't remember what it's called. I can never remember if this is a sashiko or, do you know, I can't remember which sort it is where you've got the same depth of eye. So how shall we do this? Well, I think it's just a matter of, so I thought we'd just do a bit of tacking this into place and a bit of an natter today. I know I said I was going to do 8 weeks worth of the buttons, but I thought about it a little bit and I thought, yeah, I think we've had enough now. We've made 6, and the idea was to make it for a journal cover. So that's ideal.
Tea up, Mrs.
Thank you. My trusty
tea maker.
My trusty team office boy.
Yes. Yes, I'm still a lad.
Yeah. Yeah. You are, darling.
Thank you. Oh.
Okay, sorry about that. Somebody came to the door. Trying to think how best to do this all so you can see it. Mind you, I'm sure you all know how to do tacking. It's not like you're missing anything special. Where were we? It's put me off my thread now. I hope you're all okay. We're not sunny today. It's pretty dull. I'm going to meet some friends for coffee this afternoon, which will be nice. Two girls, well, they're my age. Two girls that we met on our mindfulness diploma course, and we all really got on. There were 4 of us all together, and all 4 of us got on really well, but one of the girls lives in Nottingham. The other 2 girls live in West Yorkshire, but they have holiday caravans here over on our coast, so they're over at the moment, so we're meeting up. Just going to the waterfront cafe on the seafront, so that will be nice. It's still a bit scary from, you know, after David and I been so long in shielding. I'm only just getting used to going in places, but it's well spaced out in there. Right, I'll just carry on doing this. With smaller pieces I don't tend to tack, but this is such a large piece, and I thought if I don't tack it, I know I could take a photograph of where everything is, but it's a pain then getting everything into place piece at a time. So I think when you've got a large place, large expanse, I have completed the Romantic Letters Pre-Raphaelite. She is finished. I'm going to do a quick wrap up to show everybody, but in actual fact she is reserved. So I'll try and get that done, and then tomorrow I need to get a wiggle on with me Journal of Stitchery. I haven't touched it since last week. Was it week before last? Because last week I didn't film. Right, so we're going to do some fabric painting, I think, tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. That'll be exciting. Something a little bit different. We've got to do I've been trying to find, I thought I got a large butterfly stamp, but I haven't. I've got some smaller ones, so we might have a play with some smaller ones, but it may well be that we don't need to tack that down, do we? We'll go this way. It may well be that I do a larger butterfly sewn one, perhaps, so that we'll see how the smaller ones come out. I mean, they are quite small, they're not even like medium-sized stamps, so it might look a bit piddly on the page. I'm going in all random directions here because it doesn't matter as long as it's tacked down. Just so that I'm not getting in the way of you guys. I'm not knocking you about. So come and take a seat. Come and take a seat and have a cup of tea. David's made a pot for you all, so you can come and have a cup of tea and a chat. I've got him. He's a good lad. He's well trained. Well, we look after each other. Oh dear, I think my scissors want sharpening. Oh, I'm using my best thread. Lordy. I thought, well, I can't see it. My best silk thread that I'm doing for stabbing it down. Oh dear. You didn't tell me, did you? Or was you shouting at the screen? You're using your best thread, Catherine. Hope you caught yesterday's post. I've started my design team project for Tracie for March. I keep wanting to say May. For March. And that's going to be fun. I had fun sticking. I felt as if I was wallpapering yesterday, putting that the lovely kit that I'm using this time from Tracie is Relic Fragments. And I carried on where I left off yesterday, just sorry, I'm concentrating to get round this corner. Just completing putting some wrapping around the box so that I could get on to the next stage. I've put a layer of the paper. Can you remember I showed you the new lines of Mod Podge that I'd got? Well, I'd put on the outside, I've put a layer of Mod Podge sealer on it. I think I do like the range of the collage matte medium or multi matte medium for the final coat. It is my preference. So let me know if you've done this challenge. I know there were quite a few of you saying, oh, that's fun, I'm going to do that. Let me know what you're going to use your pieces with. I'm doing this very randomly. I really enjoy doing these embroidered, well, the textile covers, aren't they? They're not embroidery in the true sense of the word, as if you're doing a bunch of flowers or something. My style is very random textile. But I've got some little bit of edging here I found. Does anybody else keep all their edgings from fabrics? The best bit, I love them. They're really useful for, you know, for the junk journaling world. Really great. I caught up a little bit with some videos yesterday. The lovely Nikki Adegun. I'll link her channel. I'm sure most of you will know Nikki. Oh, she did a craft room tour a couple of days ago and I managed to see it last night. Oh, I loved it. I love seeing people's craft room tours. Her space, she's done it out lovely. She's just done it all up and she's done it out really nicely. And also she was front of camera as well, which was great. And it's, you can sort of imagine your people that you watch, can't you, now at home in their little craft space, what they do. Nola did a film. Nola, you do. Anybody think you were paying me, Nola? Number of mentions you get, missus. Did a film, yes. Just did a lovely little private film for David and I. From a craft room, so we could see, you know, so we could see where she crafts. And I love it. I just love to see people's craft rooms. I will have to do an updated tour, won't I? But the they've got really, I think she lives in Minnesota, does Nikki, and oh, you don't see the thick snow, real thick snow outside her house. And she was saying all the spring athletics fixtures should be starting soon, but yeah, doesn't look like they're going to be doing very many athletics at the moment, does it? It looks at least 6 or 7 foot of snow. It's mind you, you know, we've done pretty well. I don't say that in case we suddenly get it, but we've done pretty well, I think, for snow and the weather in general for winter here, because it has been quite mild, but I never say till end of April. Often on my birthday, which is the 2nd of April, often it snows. Often it snows. So and that's a shame, because the problem is that all the lovely buds and everything, all the lovely spring buds are coming out, and you know, often they get dashed, don't they, if you start then having harsh frosts or snow. So it's a bit of a chatty video today. We haven't had a chatty video for a while, have we? I know I chatter on nonsense at times. I'm always chatting about something, but I'm sorry we haven't got any cake today. But I'm going to have some cake. I'm going to have some cake when I meet the girls this afternoon. It's a lovely little seafront cafe, and they have homemade cake, banoffee pie, homemade banoffee pie, and other things, but I like banoffee pie. I've had a good sort out of excuse me, all the projects that are half finished. I'm making my way through them slowly, and I'm going to start a new resolution, not a New Year's resolution, but a new craft resolution, that when I've done all these things that are half finished, I am going to do one project at a time. Well, it'll be 2 really. It'll be a journal project and a sewing project, and finish that up before I go on to the next thing, because I get tempted far too easily to go on to the next. I see a new kit or I see a new idea, and that's it, I've got to be doing it. I'm very impatient. I'm very patient with people, very impatient with crafting. And if I see something new, it's like when you see something when you were a child and you see something sparkly. It's a bit like a magpie, you're drawn to it. Well, I'm like that, starting new projects, new ideas. So I'm going to be really strict with myself and finish a project at a time off. So expect some finished journals coming up in the shop soon, and we're going to have a big mega sale, crazy sale, I think David's going to call it, crazy sale, because I'm just running out of space. I'm running out of space. We don't have much storage space really, and I'm running out of space. So apart from digitals, they won't be in it, but all hard products will be. And if you check the shop out recently, you know, there's quite a few nice journals in there, and I've got some new fabric packs. In fact, if I got them to hand, let me just have a look, see if I have. excuse me, I'm rustling. Oh, I have. Well, that one for a starter. That's a pack. That's a pack. That's an extra large pack. There's only one of those. So if you're wanting one of these so that you can get this beautiful butterfly for this month's, if you're doing Roxy's Journal of Stitchery, there's one and it's extra. There's a lot of really good, these are upholstery weight fabrics. That's gorgeous bird. I think that's the only two I've left out, because the others I think I've put in a box in the loft. So yeah, I'll see if David can put the sale on today, so that if you really want this butterfly you need to grab it. I'd forgotten all about them. I'd forgotten that I'd made those up. That's it. A lot of my upholstery fabrics now, there's none left. None of the upholstery fabric weight. There's some packs, some bigger packs in there as well, which is a bit potluck. Now, where are we? We'll go along here now, I think. So, yes. I mean, they're not at a great price without the sale, but with this mega sale on. Not making any money on it at all. Putting them in the mega sale, but I really need the space. There's something coming up that I'm not mentioning at the moment, but I need to make space for it. So don't watch my technique for doing this. I'm a bit cack-handed, as they say. I don't know if that's a saying in the rest of the world. It is in Yorkshire. Cack-handed means you're a bit clumsy. Bit clumsy, going in all directions, no real sense of direction and where you're going. Keep dropping things. Lynn will know that. You'll know it, Lynn, won't you? Lynn's originally from Yorkshire. And yeah, cack-handed. We used to I could never do it. My mum used to be brilliant at it. They used to have a game called two ball. Those of you that are sort of in your late 50s, 60s, where you used to juggle two balls against a wall and keep it going. We just used to call it two ball. Do you know what I mean? Did anybody else used to have that when they were kids? Well, I could never do it. I could never get the hang of it. My mum could even do it with one hand. She was left-handed, and she could even, like, with the left hand, do it with left hand. I couldn't even do it with two. So definitely, I'm a cack-handed juggler. And we used to play elastics as well. We used to call it elastics. And we used to buy great big lengths of thickish elastic. Thickish elastic, a whole long length, probably about 4 meters. And then we would tie both ends of the elastic together, and it would make a big oblong shape. And then you'd stretch it, so one of your playmates would would get inside it at this side, and the other one would get in at this side, and then you took it in turns to do different manoeuvres over these elastics. I think you probably think I'm all going crazy. You've probably never heard of it. And there used to be these moves. So you used to start off at ankle, And then when you'd done all the moves at the ankle, you moved it up to the knees, and then you did the moves, and then you moved it up to the hips. And you used to do over, on one of the elastics, and you had to stamp it down. Let me know if you ever played that. Or you just sat there laughing thinking, what is she on about? Junior school. We're talking, you know, infant junior school. We're not talking when we got to, you know, senior school, high school. We wouldn't be doing things like that. You wouldn't be seen dead, would you? You'd be frightened that you'd frightened a boy or whatever would see you. Well, I shouldn't say boy, should I? I should say somebody that you fancied. You'd be frightened of somebody that you fancied seeing you. Teenage. Do you know, it's a horrible age to be teenagers at secondary school. You don't realise how silly you were. They're just down the road. There's a senior school, high school, and they come out, you know, and I think, crack, if I'm in the middle of taking Nelson for a walk, and they're coming out and they do talk such rot. You think, oh crikey, were we like that? We must have been. But we didn't have mobile phones then, did we? I mean, they're all showing each other, and all these little lads, 12, 13-year-olds, giggling over some naughty photos on the phone. Oh dear. And then, oh, I was taking Nelson. I was most disgruntled. I was taking Nelson for a walk one day, and this gang were in my way, and I was trying to get past to this lad. Oh, move out of the way, lads. Let this old lady pass. Well, I was mortified. This old lady. I was mortified. I came back home and put some lipstick on. I thought, well, that might help. Oh dear me. So it's just a matter of just going in all directions, tacking stitches, because there's nothing worse than trying to do proper sewing round pins, is there? I can take that one out as well now. And that one. I need to go up here, along here a bit now. Just twist it round a bit. I have had my diagnosis from all the tests on my hands and wrists and what have you. I've got some ultrasound scans and things to have next, but they have diagnosed severe arthritis in my hands and wrists. My joints are all crumbled. It's all these years of nursing. Think how many times I've washed my hands in my lifetime, in my nursing lifetime. 40 years of nursing, hand washing itself's not done them any good, has it? Never mind all the lifting and carrying. Yeah, I've got to go and see a rheumatologist, because they don't just, there is, you know, the inflammation's so bad and it goes on all day that it's not typical osteoarthritis, which is the, you know, when everything crumbles because of age. I phoned my dad up and told him, and he said, oh, I know, mine's really bad, I've got awful arthritis and blah, oh dear, must come from me, and oh, it can't be as bad. I said, yeah, but he forgets he's 86. You know, when you're 86, things wear out, don't they? I said, you're 86, they're worn out. I don't expect it at 60. But it doesn't. It must be that no matter how old you are, you don't feel that age. you know, you must still, he finds it, you know, it's difficult, I suppose, to come to terms with the fact that, a bit more down here, that stuff starts wearing out. So anyway, enough of the medical talk. You know, I don't normally, it's a happy channel here, but I just wanted to let you know, because I know people were asking. I'm dropping to bits, it's official. It's official, I'm dropping. Oh, and the Quen Lane's Tina Synovitis in both these hands. So I'm sorry, I do wear this when I'm doing my sewing. I'm sorry if it's a bit ugly. But it does give good support. Right, we haven't got much more to do there. Tack that one down. It's made it a lot easier, hasn't it, to manage, rather than trying to keep things in place with the pins. Slurp of tea. The challenge, if you are not aware, that Tracie does have a Facebook group, the Foxy Crafters, and the challenge for March is to use your stamps in inventive ways. Your stamps, sorry, not stamps, your punches. Using your punches in inventive ways, because we do forget they're there if they're not out in front of you. I think it's the same with any craft item, isn't it? If it's not out in front of you, you forget you've got it. Well, that's what the challenge is over on Tracie's group. So if it's something you're interested in, you're quite new to crafting and you're not aware, I'll leave the details down below of the Foxy Crafters, and you'll be able to join in with this month's challenge. I've stamped my pieces out ready, and I think you'll laugh when you see it, because I think I always have to do things the hard way. I always have to sort of give myself hardest things to do. I must have used the smallest punch known to man to do this, and it'll look effective, I'm sure, but it's going to be a bit fiddly, but I've got an idea in my head and we'll see how it plays out. It'll be fun, I think. Right, I'll just pin this one down. I've really had fun doing these. It's been great fun. I hope you've enjoyed it as well. Something a bit different, having this button game. It's been enjoyable, and it's given us a different dimension for a journal colour, hasn't it, really? I'm just going to do this bit of lace down here. Is that on? Yeah, it's, oh, I don't know. We might leave that. I'm just going to do this bit and then we can call it a day, probably. It's surprising how time flies when you're talking. Kate, you know, I always love watching Kate at the Last Homely House. Oh, she put a video out on Sunday and she was doing some spinning. I've never actually seen anybody do spinning yarn before, with a little spinning, with her own spinning wheel. So yeah, go and check Kate's post from Sunday out, because it's fun. Right, so just finish this bit on here, and then I better call it a day before the camera overheats. Did I pin that on? No, I could do that bit off camera, can't I? Let me just take that off for the thing. Right then, guys, so I'm upside down, aren't I? Am I upside down? Yes. Wrong way around. This is going to be my front. I've tacked that a bit wonky. Right then. I'm liking that. That's going to be lovely. So I know it's not been anything too exciting today, just watching me tack all that, but I wanted you to get a feel for what I would do then with my pieces when I've done some pieces of textile, what I then do to make it into a journal cover. And of course then we'll be doing a bit of embroidery around it, some seed stitching probably, and some wools and things to match. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a wonderful rest of the day. Hopefully see you tomorrow, and we'll do some stitchery journaling. Not stitchery journaling, journal of stitchery even. See, I can't get my words out today. Anyway, much love to you all. Take care. Bye for now.